Hi, I'm Sonia Folayan, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Mind and Mana. This channel centers the voices of Black women 55 and older who wish to improve their cash flow so that they can level up to a more intentional way of life that includes freedom, rest, travel, and ease. One of the things that is going to be really, really important if you're planning a sojourn, if you want to move abroad, or if you just want some time out of the country to think and reflect and review your life and reevaluate things, you're going to need a passport. This is a US e-passport, and I want to talk a little bit about what this is all about and why you need one. So your passport actually allows you entry across borders. It records your nationality, your birth date. There's an expiration date of 10 years on your passport, and it allows you entry across borders. Every passport doesn't have the same power or clout, but the US passport and the British passport actually are the most powerful in that they allow you entry into 147 countries. Some countries will not allow entry into as many countries, and many times they will require extra visas and residency requirements. The interesting thing about the e-passport, which is what this is, it's made not to crack. It's fairly waterproof. There is a chip that's embedded in the cover of this credential. The chips were installed in 2007, and in 2016, the chip was encased in a polycarbonate protective covering, and that's to keep it from cracking, chipping. It's to minimize damage to it. Also, it's fairly waterproof. You can bend it without destroying it, so it makes it a much more durable document now to have. The passport, this passport is not necessary though for all of your international travel. There are places that you can travel without this passport. And if you're a United States citizen, you can travel to United States territories without the passport. So you can travel to Guam, the North Mariana Islands. You can travel to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and also to American Samoa without your passport. You can use your driver's license. However, to cross even from Detroit into Windsor, Canada, or from Texas into Tijuana, Mexico, you need to have this credential with you. Passports are good for 10 years. However, you've got to be careful and watch your expiration date. Many countries will not allow you into their countries if you have less than 6 months left on your document. So you want to make sure that your documents are always up to date, and that you keep track of that. And the reason for that is because many countries will not allow you in, because if there's a danger that your time or your residency time will run out and you'll be stuck in their country without any resources, they don't want to be responsible for that. So make sure that your passport is not only up to date, but make sure that you have more than 6 months remaining in terms of eligible time on it. Did you know that only 38% of Americans have a valid passport or have ever applied for a passport? So that's a lot of people. It means really 60%, over half of the United States population has not traveled out of the country. I just found that to be an amazing statistic. And depending on where you live, there's a good chance that your neighbors and your friends may not have a passport if you do. The passport photo was very important. If you find that you have undergone significant facial surgery, you've altered your face in any kind of way, if you have a a facial tattoo that you received in the time since you applied for your passport, or if you've lost a lot of weight, a significant amount of weight, you'll have to have your passport photo retaken. Did you know that uniforms are prohibited to wear when you're taking your passport photo? The exception to that would be if you are you require certain wear for your religious activity, your religious beliefs or practices. If you're a member of the clergy and that's something that you wear every single day. Also, hats and headdresses are not allowed in your passport photo. You are able to wear glasses, provided they're prescription lenses and they are something that you're required to wear every day, which is part of your normal attire. You can even wear lenses if they have a tint to them. If you have a stamp on your passport from Cuba, that may raise some red flags. You may have to undergo some extra questions at customs when you are coming back into the country. Just know that that might be something that you'll just have to deal with. And also, if you are traveling through the Middle East and you stop in Israel, there is a good chance that you may not be allowed into some Muslim-speaking Arabic countries if you've been to Israel. And that specifically can apply to Lebanon and Saudi Arabia and other Arab states as well. The cost of a passport is $130, but there is a processing fee of $35, a servicing fee. So you're going to pay $165 for your regular passport, and you're going to pay $225 if you need that passport expedited in any way. You can also obtain a passport card, which is good on the continent of North America. You can travel by sea, by land to Canada, Bermuda, United States, the Caribbean, and I said Bermuda. If you're spending a lot of time in Mexico and you're traveling across the country, that passport card is a really good thing to have. It means you don't have to carry this bulky thing around all the time or take the chance of losing it. And the passport card looks like a driver's license. It's another form of identification, and it makes travel much more convenient. You can allow 6 to 8 weeks for your passport to be processed. If you find that you have an emergency, there are ways to get your passport processed much sooner. There are several expediting processing sites across the country. Washington, D.C. And Atlanta come to mind, where you can get your passport within as little as 1 to 3 days. You'll have to pay a little bit extra for it, but it is absolutely entirely possible if you are in an emergency situation and you need your passport sooner. So if you're planning to come to Mexico, you're planning to take a trip abroad, you've got to have your passport. If you don't have it, and according to my statistics, the majority of people in the United States don't have one. So get your passport. Besides, it's always good to have a plan B in case you need to make an exit. You know, what if you need to leave the United States for a while and get sojourner or solace someplace else? One of the reasons I wanted to make sure that I had another safe haven was I was thinking about my family. Things jump off in the U.S. They need to escape. They need to be able to come to a place, and you need to be able to get out and get ready to get out in a hurry. So get your passport.